Well, all right. Coming at you a little bit earlier today, and so excited to have some friends from Chicago on a road trip back through the West, staying at our house tonight. So before we go make them some vegetarian satay, we're going to do this yoga practice. And the theme today is fun. So we're going to get a little messy, go upside down, do some poses that, we'll just all fall down together. And yeah, have just a freaking blast. So here we go. Come into child pose, toes together, knees wide, the back of your mat. Sink those hips down, feel them out. Start to work into your hip flexors and get your synovial fluid going. Extend your hands long in front of you and spread your fingers wide as you press your base knuckles into your mat. Claw your fingertips down into your mat. And press into the base knuckles of your first finger and your thumb in particular. As you do this, breathe into all 360 degrees of your ribs and start to deepen your breath. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. That's a section right below your belly button. And inhale, come on up to hands and knees. Place your hands below your shoulders and your knees below your hips. And curl your toes under. Squeeze your hands and knees together on the mat, like you're going to wrinkle your mat in between them to fire up the inside of your arms and legs. Inhale, raise your tailbone and open your collarbones, looking up for cow. And exhale, pull your belly button to spine, pushing the ground away from you for cat. And continue to move through a few more cat-cows here, following your own breath. Taking any other wiggles and jiggles and movements, it's going to feel good here and start to stretch out and open up your body. And then 2 more breaths. And come to a neutral spine. Inhale your right hand high, pressing down through your left knee and hand to keep your hips as square as possible. And exhale, thread the needle through for a big old shoulder stretch. Press back through your right hip. Hey, Justin. Press back through your right hip to keep them square. And you can either keep your left hand out in front of you or take it for a bind behind to find your right hip crease. Turning your heart up and your gaze up to look up at the ceiling, up. And release. Come on back up to your hands and knees. And inhale your left hand high. Exhale, thread the needle through. And come on down onto your left shoulder for a nice shoulder stretch. Press back through your hips and breathe into that tightness you may feel on the outside of your shoulder, wherever else you're feeling the stretch. And then go ahead and take the bind, if you did so on the other side. And release, come to center. We're going to do one more warm-up movement here in hands and knees. Get us all integrated with our limbs to our core. So we can do all that fun stuff I talked about in the intro. So inhale your left hand in front of you and your right leg behind you. Pull your shoulder and your leg into your shoulder bone and your hip bone into their sockets. Inhale, stretch long through your fingertips and your heel, muscles firm to bone, and exhale, crunch underneath you. Inhale to extend, and exhale to crunch. One more of these, guys. Inhale, extend, exhale, crunch, and then set down. Inhale your right hand long and your left leg behind you. Pull your hip and your shoulder into their sockets. Extend out through your fingertips and heel. That may sound counterintuitive, but you can still lengthen out while your bones are integrated in. You're just using different sets of muscles. So inhale long and exhale to crunch. Inhale long and exhale crunch. One more of these babies. Inhale long and exhale crunch. Release down to the ground. Curl your toes and press up to down dog. Pedal your feet out, left and right. Starting to open that big old stretch up on the back side of your hamstrings. If you're not feeling a stretch in your calves and your hamstrings when you do this, bring your belly in and up and bring those front ribs together. Let your head hang down so your shoulders come to stack a little bit more in line with your wrists. And then try pedaling again. After you've taken some juicy movements here, waggling your hips around, give them a little, hey, how are you? Inhale your right leg high behind you. Bend your knees, stack and open up your hips. Inhale up through the outside of your left hip and the inside of your right knee, spinning your armpits down toward the ground. One more big inhale here. Kick long and set around down. Inhale your left leg high. Bend your knee and stack and open up your hips. Bump the outside of your right hip back as you lift the inside of your left knee up. 2 breaths here. And then extend and let her down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, take those little tiptoes, raising your hips high, all the way to your hands to hang in a ragdoll. Capturing your opposite elbows or triceps with the other hand. Use your breath to create the movement or stillness in this pose that you need to really warm up today. Release your hands and heel toe your feet together. On an inhale, scooping the front of your pelvis up, roll all the way up to standing. Press down through your heels as you raise your arms high overhead. And exhale your hands to heart center. Let's open with our little Om. Take a big inhale. Inhale, reach up, look up. And exhale, fold. Soft knees, belly in, head comes down fast. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, step back to your high plank. Press out through your heels and drag the heels of your hands back toward your hip points. Flip the front of your pelvis in and up and turn the insides of your thighs up to the ceiling. So you're firm and straight and strong. Inhale, rock forward over your fingertips. And exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale to up dog. Spread your toes out on the ground and exhale, hips high, downward facing dog. Let's get your Sun A series, 1 breath per movement. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale to halfway lift with a flat back, and exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, look up, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, step or jump back, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, look up between your hands, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, step or jump back, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. 2 more times through that. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up, look up, go back, and exhale, forward fold, hug in. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, step or jump back, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog, and exhale to down dog. Final time through. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up, look up between your hands. Exhale, hug in as you softly fold down. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, step or jump back, high to low plank, hug in. Inhale to up dog, and exhale, hips high, down dog. You all know what's coming next. Our friends, the Sun B's. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Hips low, hands high, come up into your chair. Just 1 breath here. Exhale, fold. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, step or jump back, high to low plank. Inhale to up dog, and exhale, down dog. Right foot steps forward. Inhale as you come up, and then sit down into your front leg. Pull your right hip back and push your left hip forward, using your strong feet to arrange your body here in your pose. Inhale, go up and back, lift your chest, and exhale, hands to the mat, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog, and exhale, down dog. Left foot steps forward. Inhale to come up. Bring that left hip back and push that right hip forward. Inhale, raise your chest. Look up between your hands. Exhale, settle. 1 more big inhale. And exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Low, high, low plank. Inhale to up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, hips high. Exhale to step or jump to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, spine long. Exhale to fold. Inhale, up into chair. And exhale to stay. Breaking up the pattern of these Sun B's a little bit. Don't let anyone get too complacent here. And also, feel free to create your own Sun B's. I'm pretty sure that's why a lot of you leave your cameras off anyway, am I right? Just kidding, guys. 1 more big inhale here, and exhale, fold over your feet. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, step or jump back, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog, and exhale, down dog. Right foot steps forward, inhale up, just 1 breath this time. Exhale, melt down to your mat, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog, exhale, down dog. Left foot steps forward, inhale to come up, and exhale to come all the way down, high to low. Inhale, upward facing dog, And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's just do one more of those. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, hips low, arms high, come into your chair. And exhale, fold over your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, high low plank. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, up, warrior one. Exhale, come down. High to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Left foot steps forward. Inhale to rise. Come on up. And exhale, hands to the mat. High to low. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Woo! Big clearing breath. Let's do two of them. Big inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. Raise your right leg high. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Really stretch it away from your other hip. And inhale back up. Exhale your knee to your right tricep. Really bring it forward. Inhale back up. Exhale, knee to left tricep forward and under your body. Inhale back up. And bend your knee. Stack and open up your hips. Sink down through your left heel and bump the outside of that hip up again. And then stay here or flip your dog. Inhale your right hand really far forward. Squeeze that butt. And then exhale, come back. Downward facing dog. Inhale your left heel high. Bend your knees, stack and open up your hips. Press down through your right heel and bump the outside of that hip up. Counter movements there. And stay here or come on over and flip your dog, extending your left hand long. Squeeze that butt to lift your hip points high. And then come back over. Downward facing dog. Oh, you know what? We didn't do those little exercises on the left side. Let's go ahead and do those now. Lift your left heel high. Exhale your knee to your nose. Round your back. Bring that hip forward. Inhale, raise it high. Exhale, bring her all the way to your tricep. Really extend forward. Inhale up. Exhale under your body. Extend forward. Kiss your right elbow or tricep. And inhale back up. And exhale, bring it down. Downward facing dog. Inhale your right heel high. Exhale, knee to your nose. And then step through. Coming on up into our crescent lunge. Exhale your hands to heart center and twist on over to the right. Bring your right hip back and your left hip forward by bringing your feet together on the mat like you're going to wrinkle it again. And turn to look over your shoulder. Bring your gaze down to your right foot. Bring all the weight into it. Hug your outer hips in, get those abs ready. Then step up into your chair twist. However many steps it takes to get there. Extend your hips back and your heart forward by pressing your hands together. Come into center. Regular chair. Find that back bend. Bring those arm bones up by your ears and then melt over your feet. Inhale to halfway lift. Then bring your hands down. And for a little bit of crow pose. Spread your fingers wide. Press into that L shape. You lift one foot and then the other. Squeezing into center line to use all those strong abs leaning your chest forward. And then ready? We're gonna do our first falling exercise. We're gonna shoot back into chaturanga. So we come out of crow, come back in and try this. It's called the yogi belly flop. Extend your chest forward, bring your gaze forward. At the bottom of an exhale, shoot your feet back. And then inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. If you fell, awesome. If you didn't try it, don't worry. We're gonna do that again later in class. Uh-oh, Smokey. All right, lift that left heel high. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose and step through or a crescent lunge. Bring your left hip back and your right hip forward. Extend your hands high. Regain your balance. Then bring your hands to heart center and twist over to the left. Bring your belly in and up to pick your tummy off your thigh so you can twist and look over your shoulder. And even if you have a little bit of a pooch like I do, you can still bring your belly in and up and reduce the friction against your thigh. And turn down, look at your left foot, get that balance right, squeeze your outer hips in, and step forward into your chair twist. Remember, no one can see you, so you're just as graceful as you think you are. Press your elbow into your knee and your knee into your elbow. Extend your hips long behind you as you make your spine long. Really turn up into your twist. And then release, come to center. Regular chair with a small back bend. Sink a little bit lower. Hug your outer hips in. Raise up, look up. And then exhale, fold over your feet. Let's come and do another crow here. Told you we were gonna have some fun. So place your hands in the ground. Come on up into your crow. And if you've got crow, or if you're feeling adventurous, I'll do this from crow first, then I'll show how to get into it if you're not quite doing crow. Bring your head to the ground and start to lift your hips to stack on top of your spine. You can put one leg up and the other, and keeping your elbows hugged in and your abs firm. You can point or flex your feet. We're taught to flex, and I personally find it with my anatomy easier to point. Then you're in tripod. Then you can come all the way back down into crow. And if you're not quite there yet with crow, or you're using, a block under your butt or your head, or a book or Amazon box, wherever you have, there's another way to play with this, coming to the tripod. So put your hands flat on the ground. Bring your knees to the back of your arms, just like with crow. But you don't have to totally set up yet. You can start to walk back however much you need for your flexibility, and bring your head to the ground, just like that. And from this base of support, you can kind of get your crow arms there, and start to experiment with bringing one leg up, and then the other. So go ahead and play with tripod a little bit. You can also come to a wall. So you'll have a wall at your back when you come up. Things like that. Any of these little assists to make ourselves feel safer when we do stuff like this is totally cool. It's not cheating. Props are life. Woo! See? And even I overbalance, even though inversions are one of my favorite things. And you just roll right up. As you're falling down, if you're rolling out, just go with it. That's how you fall. You go with your falls, and then they're not as bad. Fighting them is when you get hurt. Just like falling on skates or on ice or anything else. I'm going to briefly towel off my back, and we'll all meet in a child's pose in just a second. So I'm making a big old assumption that while I'm cleaning the garage shirt off my back, that we were all playing in crow and headstand. And actually, you know what? No child's pose yet. I promise you guys another shoot back, and then we'll take our little rest. So bring your hands down. Let's come into crow. Feet up. Lean your chest forward. Gaze forward. That's so important. Think light thoughts, just like Peter Pan or Wendy or whoever. And at the bottom of an exhale, when you're all empty, shoot back. And then inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. And then here we come into our child's pose. Take a few breaths here to rest and reconnect. Come back to your breath. Match those inhales with exhales. Be really proud of yourself for being a fool with me, trying stuff on, falling down, overbalancing. Yeah, this stuff's great. And then come back on up into our downward facing dog. And inhale your right heel high. Exhale your knee to your nose. Use your strong abs to lift you up. And inhale your right heel high. Exhale your knee to your right tricep. Strong abs holding you up here. Inhale her high. Exhale, bring your right knee to your left tricep. Inhale high. And then step through between your hands for a low lunge. Inhale your right heel high for an easy twist here. And then bring your hand back down. Wiggle your right foot out to the right for a lizard lunge. Keep your back foot up for the moment, raising that hamstring up, pressing down strongly through both of your heels. Balloon your chest forward through your shoulders. If it's in your practice today, you can come down to your elbows. I've been there before, and I'm not quite here with the body I have right now. And that's, you take them. You can go ahead and bring your back knee down. Let your right foot fall out to the side, maybe wiggle it forward a little bit. And take the inside of your hand and put it on the meaty part of your thigh, opening you up in a twist toward the ceiling. Continue to press down through your left foot so you can lift up through that hip, really getting that hip flexor stretch. Go ahead and try for that bind. You get into it the messy way like I do, or if you're really flexible and you just reach for your tootsie, however it happens. Great quad stretch. Gently release your back foot. Wiggle your right foot into center. And exhale your hips back for a half split. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your tummy in and your shoulders down. Chin in to make your neck long, and then exhale to fold once more. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Point your toe, bring it back in. Point your toe, bring it back in, and then release back forward. Come on up to your low lunge, and then put your weight into your right foot. We're gonna have a lot of fun here. We're gonna come up and do a revolve tap moon. So you're going to put your weight in your right foot and lift your left leg up. And find somewhere to put your left hand on the ground. That'll be your next point of contact. So inhale, come up. Place your left hand down and kick back strongly through your left leg as you extend your right to the ceiling. Bring your belly in and up to give you the room to twist. And then come to a standing split. You can hop back into the middle of your mat and really firm up the quads on both your legs. Press out strongly through both of your feet. Press your hands down to the ground. You can move them as far forward or back as you need to in order to be able to get your hands flat on the ground. And stack your shoulders over your wrists. And from here, let's play, and we're going to take some handstand hops. And it doesn't matter if you perfectly stick it, or if all you do is get a little hang time, or even just take a little hop. A little hop. Starting to experiment with what it feels like to be up in the air. One of the things that's going to help you is those little claw hands that we did in our first child's pose. Get those really active. Then you can come on up and see what it feels like to start to get that spinal alignment upside down. So take a few more with you here. Play around with it. And when you're done, you can stay in child's pose or down dog, whichever one, if you're done with this. All right. Go ahead and come to your knees. Take a rest. It's a great thing about inversion days. You get to do a lot of child's poses. Really getting in touch with the playful side, child side. And then come on back up to your downward facing dog. Inhale your left heel high. Exhale your knee to your nose, bringing those abs in around your shoulders. Inhale left heel high. Exhale your knee to your left tricep. Inhale high. Exhale your left knee over to your right tricep. Jesus. Inhale high. Then exhale, bring your knee to your nose and step through to a low lunge. Press out firmly through both your feet, squaring up your hips and gluing your chest forward. And inhale your left hand up for an easy twist. Press out through both of your heels to get more lift, so you can open up even more of the ceiling. And then bring your left hand to the mat, framing your left foot. Wiggle it on out to the side for that lizard lunge. And keep your right leg lifted for the time being, or your knee lifted. Come on down to your forearms, if that's in your practice, or at least make an attempt to get deep into your hips. You want to drop down and really get that stretch. And it feels a little bit, like there's a lot of information going on there. That's great. We don't do yoga to stay in our comfort zones. And then bring your back knee down. Walk your left foot forward a little bit and let it fall over to the side. Take the heel of your left hand. Press on the inside of your thigh. Scoop your belly up and your front ribs together to turn and look over your shoulder. And press through your right foot to get that big old hip flexor stretch in this twist. And then go for the bind. Woo, if you can get it. Reaching back for that other foot. And really breathing into that juicy quad stretch. And gently release your bind. And walk your left foot in between your hands, exhaling back into your half split. Inhale, halfway lift, reaching forward with your chest. Tuck your chin to make your spine extra long. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold once more. Point your toe. Flex it back toward your face. Point your toe. Flex it back toward your face. Let's do one more of those. Warming up our little feetsies. And then come on back up to the low lunge. And we're gonna go for that revolved half moon on this side. So get your abs firm, get your mind right, no matter how it went on the other side. This is a brand new sentence. So strong through both of your feet. Come on up onto that left foot. Place your right hand down and open on up to the ceiling. Kick out strongly through your right leg and cleave both of your quads onto the bone. Squeeze them outer hips in, girls. Guys, people, whatever, you know what I mean. And release your hands down for your standing splits. And you can stay in your standing splits. You can bring your hands to your shin to play with your balance. Or, continuing on this side, we're going to go into our handstand hops. So place your hands flat on the ground. And if that looks like this, that's great, coming from back here. Or however, and press up to the ceiling with a strong, straight right leg and try them out on this side. And it may go completely differently than it did on the other side. May go better, may go quote unquote worse. The important thing is to have fun. Today's theme, give it a try, get upside down, and be a little silly. So we'll continue these for a few more breaths, and then we'll meet the down dog or child's pose. Try something new. Try to go somewhere you haven't gone before. And above all, work on having fun. All right. Come on down. Take another child's pose. Rest here. All that inversion stuff sure gets the heart rate up. We want to give ourselves a chance to calm down and reconnect. It's a trade-off for doing lots of hard work. Kind of like how after a big week at work, you can go out on Friday night and have a pizza or a martini or whatever floats your boat. That feels better than if you just had one of those casually without really putting in the hours. Or at least that's my experience, you know? Nothing tastes as sweet as water after being in the desert. And so, we've been flying around a lot. Let's come into some grounding work. Step your right foot up to your right hand and spin your left heel down and press up into triangle. Once again, pull your abs and front ribs together and spiral your right ribs underneath to lift them up away from your leg. You can press your hand into your shin or into the ground. And your shin will give you a little bit more lift. And then press into your feet. Stand all the way up. Turn your toes in toward the left edge of your mat. Yeah. And inhale your arms straight overhead. Before you fold, get a chance to really bring those arms up by your ears. Bring your shoulders over your pelvis and reach the crown of your head high toward the ceiling. Really get your spinal column stacked. And now, with your belly in, hinge from your hips and come into your wide leg forward fold. Reach for the back edge of your mat. bringing your head down. And here, I know I said grounding, but there's always a caveat. Never say never. If you want to play with that tripod headstand again, this is the other way to get in it. Place your hands shoulder width apart here, and bring your head down. And still keep those elbows hugged in, but from here, you can lift yourself all the way up. And if you're going to take the tripod, come down just as slowly. This is an ab work game. And the game is to place your feet exactly where you got them from, or as close to. So you can play with that a little bit, or just stay in the traditional forward fold, whichever you need. Inhale up with a flat back, and exhale, sink down onto your left foot with your right one in the air. Bring your abs up and your shoulders back to stack over your hips. This is a little bit of a balance exercise and a stretch. And then release your hands down, crawling them over to your left foot, and press on up into triangle pose. It's a pretty slick way to get over there, huh, guys? Working on some new tricks, And press through your feet. Stand on all the way up. Turn your toes in once again. This time, clasp your hands behind you. Let's do that same careful exercise. Bring your mula bandha up and your front of your pelvis in and up. Those little front ribs together. And stack your head on top of your shoulders, on top of your pelvis. Extend the crown of your head up so you're super long. And now, begin to fold. Bending your knees as much as you need to really reach your knuckles forward and bring a shoulder stretch into this. With all that hopping up and down, it's easy to get into the front of your shoulders. And as you do that more and more, you'll learn to use your pectoral muscles more than your shoulders, but it's really easy to get into your shoulders at first. So doing some of these binds and stretches is a nice counterbalance to that. Fun fact is, as you continue to develop your pecs, your boobs get perkier. And release your hands down and sink onto your right foot, extending your left long. For this little baby on this side, pull your heels together to get yourself the support you need here. And then release your hands down. Come on over into a high plank position. Inhale forward, lower into low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. And now that we've had some little bit of rest in our shoulders and things, let's try another inversion. So walk your feet about a third of the way up your mat, whatever it takes to start getting your shoulders stacking over your wrists. And then bend your knees slightly and start to hop, taking these little tuck jumps, experimenting with getting your hips over your hands, over your shoulders. Basically, we're going for that same, Tadasana or extended mountain pose, align it upside down. So take about 5 of these, and then when you're all done, we will meet together on our backs. a shot. All right. We're on our backs now. You know what comes next. Tuck the front of your pelvis up. Seal your back down. And now press out through your feet. Inhaling up into bridge. Grab your knuckles behind you and press them down into the ground, pulling them toward your heels to open up the front of your body. And exhale to release. Inhale, come right back up, grabbing those knuckles, pulling them toward your tailbone. And exhale, release. We're just going to do 2 wheels today, but we're going to hold each of them for 5 breaths. So 2 bigger wheels versus going up, down, up, down, up, down. We've done lots of rapid work on the shoulders. So now let's do a nice juicy counter stretch. And even if you're only doing a wheel like this and it looks like bridge, or you're coming up to your head and it looks like this, still put your hands back there. And so you get that benefit of the back bend, of the counter stretch, of really opening up. No matter what you're doing, squeeze your inner thighs together and push your feet toward the wall in front of you. We've got 4 more breaths here. And come on down and bring your knees together briefly. And then bring your hands back by your ears and push on up into our last wheel. Fully express. Press down to really get up. Two more breaths. And exhale, come all the way down. Take Supta Baddha Konasana, bringing the soles of your feet together. Make sure that flat of your back is sealed to the floor. However far your heels need to be away from your crotch to do it. And release that up. Happy baby. Capture your feet and kick back and forth. And back and forth. And then capture the backs of your legs and roll up, rock, roll, rock, roll. 3 times, and then meet up in a boat. We've done a lot of ab work today with the, elbow to nose stuff and or knee to nose stuff, and going upside down is a lot of ab work. And so this is more to get our shoulder blades under our back and our chest puff up. Make sure we still have our shoulders open while getting that last little bit of ab and alignment work. So extend long through the crown of your head. Push out through your heels. Get that low belly in. And then fall out of it. Rocking and rolling. Rocking and rolling. Actually cross your ankles and come to a down dog before we head into our half pigeons. Take that pedal out, just like we did at the beginning of class, moving your hips back and forth, pedaling out your hammies, whatever you need to do to shake off that inversion work. Maybe a counter stretch here, a counter stretch there. Coming back into familiar territory as we begin to cool down and ease our heart rates off. So bring your right knee to your right hand, keeping your foot flexed and to protect your knee. And square up your hips, bringing that left forward and right back before you start to fold over your leg for a half pigeon. And press on up. And let's take a full pigeon. So bring your right shin in front of you. Give your left leg a little rock and cradle, and then stack her on top of your right leg. Ankle can either be right on top of your knee or slightly off. It's a personal preference thing from what I understand. Move your gifts out from under your sit bones so you can ground down. Stack your spine, raising it high. Either stay here or start to fold over your legs. Breathe into that discomfort. This is a challenging pose, not because it's particularly tough on your muscles, but you feel a lot of action here. It's one of these ones that's tough on the mind. Instead of running, breathe into that, lean into it. And slowly, carefully come up with an inhale. Unwind your legs. Maybe give them a little shake them out. And bring your left shin up to the front or back of your mat. Extend your right leg long. Bring your right hip forward and your left one back to square up your hips. And then start to fold over your left leg. Or half pigeon on the left. And press on up. And bring your left shin in front of you. Rock the baby a little bit with the right one. Remind it what we're about here. Go ahead and stack your shins. Get your Batinsky all arranged once more. And then with a straight spine, heart shining up, lift the crown of your head to the ceiling. And then, if it's calling to you, start to gently fold. Be sure to keep grounding through your sit bones and reaching long through your head before you start to fold over completely. Want to extend before you round any part of your spine to make sure you're not just dumping into an old bad habit, or to make sure you're not rounding at the expense of your low back. What that does, in addition to causing some pain down the road, is it cheats out some of the ab work here that's present for keeping a straight spine. Just sitting upright with our legs in an unnatural position like this is a challenge for our abs. We don't want to miss these challenges because then our abs aren't going to fire up for challenges like sitting in the car for a long time or standing up without creating low back pain and just common things like that. So preventable by just taking a minute and when we have the time, stretching out and creating our alignment. And inhale, come slowly, carefully up. Woo! Go ahead and give your legs a little bang on the ground. And raise your hands up. And let's take a fold over our legs. Inhale, halfway lift, reach your heart and spine long, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift one more time, being really long, and exhale to fold. Release your feet. Bring your hands right under your buns. Let's take a fish pose. So come back on your elbows. Point your toes. Raise your chest up. Drop your head back to the crown of your head. Reaches the floor. Point those toes. And let your throat hang open. Come onto your backs. Take one final supine twist. Bring your knee into your chest. And let it come over to the opposite side of your body. Either one, whichever one you want to do first. We'll release, come to center, switch sides. Bring the other knee in. And bring it on over across your body. Sending the opposite arm long and looking over your shoulder. Release, come to center. Give yourself that big old hug. Thank yourself for everything your body has done today. For trying all that crazy, stupid upside down shit. For getting through it. For finding your breath. For keeping your focus. And for showing up once again. And then release into your final Shavasana. We'll be here for just a few moments. Then we'll all come out together. Pull your fingers and toes. Pull your wrists out, your ankles out. Bring your arms overhead for a big old stretch. Point your toes. And rock onto your right or left side. Right for softness, left for strength. Bring your knees up into your chest. Keeping your eyes softly closed. Come on up to a seat. Bringing your hands to heart center. Close with one final Om. Bring your thumbs to your third eye center. The light in me acknowledges and bows to the light in each one of you. Namaste. Woohoo! Thanks for getting crazy. Thanks for getting upside down. And I promise we'll do another restorative class soon.